In this video, I'm going to talk about diet, lifestyle, and we have a visitor, kitty cat. Yes, Mr. Puff. Yes, oh my God. Yes, Mr. Puff has announced himself that he is here. Okay, so I wanted to start out talking about diet and how important I feel diet is and has been in my life. And it probably has been for you too, whether you know it or not. The truth is that the food that we eat does impregnate our cells and feed our cells more than just nutrients. You know, you think, oh, well, a carrot has this amount of nutrients, this, and this. Fruit has this, meat has this. Okay, that's all true. But there's also yes, Mr. Puff. Hey, we're recording a video. He's in another world. Okay. And the idea is that there's actually more going on in the information being delivered to the body than just the nutrients that we're told are in food. Turns out that there's so much going on. And there's also a whole topic of processed food opposed to more natural food that is, there's layers. There's food that is raw, and then there's food that is raw that is not fruit, and then there is food that is raw that is like leaves and nuts, and it's not the best categorization, but I believe the highest is fruit. This is the most high energy information you can consume. You can of course get air and water for free, but constantly. And actually, if you're not getting sunlight, this is also very detrimental, I think, to the system. We're meant to be in the sun, at least at some point in the day. Every day, really, every day we're meant to be. It's almost treat the sun like the food you eat. I know it's a bit unstructured, but it's just I wanted to deliver as much information as I could and give a bunch of value. This is just stuff that's on my mind and on my heart constantly. I'm just thinking about what is the most optimal way to exist, basically. Because we're human beings and we exist in this reality where some of us are in cities and some of us are in homes and working jobs. And I have lived in different scenarios for the last 10 years. And I've definitely found the most fulfilling, the most life in the life that I'm living right now, which is actually one where I feel I'm moving my body. I'm eating a lot of fruit. I'm eating the food of the location that I'm in, as in the people who cook the food here. There's this certain kind of food, padang. I really like it. And I'm not finding any downsides from eating a lot of tempeh and tofu right now, even if it's not organic. I feel good. And I'm also getting myself out into nature. I'm drinking lots of spring water. And I'm finding those things to be extremely vitalizing. And I just wanted to come on here and share that. This is quite a message, I would say. I don't know. It's nothing new. Everyone feels who is interested in this is sharing it, and everyone who goes into nature for an hour and just lets themselves absorb those natural vibrations probably realizes there's something to it. We all feel better when we go into nature for an hour or a walk and move our body. There's all tidbits, all pieces to the puzzle of how to go back to homeostasis, go back to a space where we're actually feeling healthy. So I feel diet is super important because it's one of the more accessible avenues that most of us have. Most of us can decide what goes in our body to a certain degree. And I think if you can get rid of all processed food, you're going to be 100 times better than if you're still eating any processed food at all. If you can't get rid of processed food, then incorporate more fruit. If you can't incorporate more fruit, try to incorporate more salads. If you can't incorporate salads, then just try to eat more meat. Eat things that are just what they are. When you get processed food in the mix, it messes things up, especially enzyme inhibitors, things that are meant to sit on a shelf for years, canned food. It's just not, it's full of heavy metals. It's not good for you. it's pointless. But I get it because it's cheap, and a lot of times in America you get food stamps and they'll pay for that. So it's all whatever your capacity is. The idea is just to understand and to have a vision and understanding that, okay, well, the higher you go, the better. The higher being able to eat more fruit is going to help your digestion, help your cells feel vital and revitalize yourself. Getting sunlight, breathing the air. I mean, that's one thing that most of us have for free, right? I know there's some people that live in really polluted cities and you honestly wouldn't want to take a deep breath. But the reality is that even if you do take a deep breath, you're probably going to be better off if you didn't. So than if you didn't. So that's something I would invite right now is just to take 3 deep breaths with me. And that first one is never as deep as it could be, but you just start. I find it good to hold on to my knees and pull my chest up as I breathe in. But I'm actually breathing into my stomach and I'm letting air fill my chest. So and I already feel better. I already feel more expanded. If you ever feel constricted in the day, just do that. Just do 3 deep breaths. Grab your knees, sit in a cross-legged position. And you're going to feel better. So that's one. I think air and sunlight are probably up there at the highest. Even prayer is very important, but the elements are going to be what really guide us in on this journey of connecting deeper. It's not about healing. It's important to remember this is about connecting. It's not about healing. There's something broken. You don't need to fix anything. It's just simply healing in the sense of connection. Healing in for example, Chinese medicine is a lot of like connecting meridians and getting things flowing again and seeing where the war within is, and then giving some power and maybe weakening others, weaken the liver or strengthen the liver depending on this and that. So the idea here is just to simply come into homeostasis. And that task is one that can be done through diet. I think that's my main point, or I know that that's my main point here, is just something that you can do is diet. And what is your diet? Your diet is what you breathe, is your breathing, because that's what's going into your diet, is something that goes into you. And I don't like the word diet so much. I do prefer to say your lifestyle, but to speak directly to your food, what goes into your body is air, sunlight, and of course, there is a reality which the thoughts play a huge part in what goes into your body, because it's part of your body. Your thoughts are going to make your body constrict things, keep you from being able to digest. Imagine you have a negative thought and you lose your appetite. Imagine you have a really positive thought and you just feel like, I would you have a thought of a pizza and you want to eat the pizza. You have a thought of poop and you're like, oh, gross. So those thoughts affect your body. They are a part of your nutrition. They're part of what you're consuming. So I just wanted to share that energy, that idea about diet and lifestyle and nutrition. You've got the sun, you've got the air, and all that. It tells your cells, tells your DNA, your physiology to come to life. And because you're living a life that is alive at the moment. And then the water is super important. You want structured water that's come from in the ground, from the earth. It's programmed by the earth. And there's so much to be said about what that even means to be programmed by the earth. But just trying to share as much as I can here is that the earth has the vibration, it has filtered, it has given you the minerals back to the water. That water is going to be so much more nutritious than just some filtered water that you buy in the store or whatever. So that, going into that, and then fruit that grows from trees, that doesn't kill the tree to eat the fruit. It's going to be low karma food. Eat that, eat the fruit of the tree. From there, you get nuts, you get seeds, you get things like that. But the best, of course, is going to be sunlight, air, fruit.